what took you from that mindset of, I'm going to do the 9 to 5 thing, even though it's not enticing, to I'm going to try this video thing? Because when did you get started? Like what year and what were you doing with your life at that time?
Um, I think it was 2012 was the first video I uploaded. It was a Solid Snake impression from Metal Gear Solid, which is still up in the channel. You can go watch it if you want. But I was sitting down. I was playing like a lot of Battlefield and stuff, and I would try and figure out how to get better at the game. So I'd go to YouTube to look at videos, and there was other YouTubers doing videos on Battlefield, especially a YouTuber called Level Cap Gaming, who's still making content today. And I just watched his stuff. I thought it was great. It was cool. And then one day he sat down, he did a vlog, and he talked about doing it as his job. I was like, holy crap, you can actually do that. You can play games as your job. And I never expected it to become a job. I didn't go in wanting it to be a job, or like that was my focus. I just did it because I thought, like, that's cool. He's doing something he really cares about, and you can actually do stuff around gaming, which was kind of what a lot of my life was at the time. And I wanted to just get into it and try it out for myself. And then I fell in love with editing and fell in love with like comedy and comedic timing and trying to like get better and better and better. And it got me over a lot of my own OCDs with myself, my own idiosyncrasies about how I sounded and my voice. It helped me not cringe at myself. You know, that thing you do in like the 90s or the 80s or whatever, you tape yourself and it's like, God, I don't sound like that, do I? I'm like, yeah, you do, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So you get out of that mindset a little bit, and it gave me a bit more confidence the more I did it.
Was there a point in your early or maybe later career that, because it sounds very much like the beginning was very much for you, right? You were looking for
Mm,
this personal fulfillment, this creation, this learning and potentially thriving in a place. But when you talk
right.
about why you make stuff now, it seems very much based off of the audience reaction, right? The
Mm.
possible betterment of a person, that their day, or maybe like a nugget of something that makes their life better. Was there any specific thing, or was it a string of things that you started seeing, or am I off base? Is it was there not a shift like that?
No, no, there definitely was, because I another reason why I started was because I had no real friends at the time. I lived, true story, I lived in a log cabin in the woods when I was like 18 to 20-ish.
Wow.
And I went to college and everything, and I didn't really, nobody really played games as much as I did, and I always thought I was weird for that, and I didn't really fit in, and I couldn't really, because I could go on in length about talking about video games and how stories are crafted and all that stuff, but nobody else really connected with that. So I sort of threw my voice into the void to see if anyone would like come back, because I found that community in Level Cap's audience. I was like, I kind of want to do that
Hmm.
myself, and want to try and see if I can get other like-minded people to come in and see if they like the same sort of games that I do. And then it kind of blossomed from there. And I think when I hit around 50K, well, I got the PewDiePie shout out, of course, when I
Hmm.
was at like 2,500. And that was like a huge boost to be like, okay, I'm on the right track. Clearly I'm doing something right if it's resonating with people like that. And then more people came in from that. And the more I did it, I hit 50K. I met my first set of fans when I was out shopping and in real life. And that kind of like ignited the fire more. And just seeing people's reactions and seeing that a lot of them were in the same place that I was, kind of miserable and depressed and didn't really know
Hmm.
what they were doing with their lives. And everyone online, whether they say something good or awful, are just trying to validate their own voice. At least I feel like they're just trying to like put their voice out there and feel like somebody, I want somebody to react to me. I want somebody to let me know that I exist and I'm here. And I want, like, a lot, I feel like a lot of people who are angry on the internet just want people to know they're there, because that's some reaction that they're getting. So I always try to think about that and think about other people in their home life. This sounds very philosophical and narcissistic and pretentious, but that was kind of my mind at the time, that I wanted to just connect with other people who were miserable.
No, I see. I come from that. I feel like that generation. It's not fully gone. That generation of YouTuber that was like, I'm lonely, I'm sad. I need
Yeah.
I need some sense of community. For me, it wasn't that creator. It was Zay Frank. It was more of like a news comedy based thing, and
Right.
he had his show, and I felt like a part of community. And when he specifically ended his show to go on to do other things, I there was like a massive hole in my life. So I definitely
Mm.
get that. I'm very, I don't know, if he never stopped doing his show, maybe I would have never made mine, right? Because I needed that sense of loneliness,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
taking a rainy day to pursue my own sunny day, you know?
Well, that's the thing, because in my miserable time when all I was doing was playing games, it kind of gets my brain going in all these other directions. And I feel like I keep saying it now, especially when so many people are furloughed and they can't work, or so many people are at home, they can't go to school, or this pandemic has kind of like messed up people's lives a lot. There's a lot of potential to go into these things that a lot of people have been putting off for a long time. Like maybe I'll take up knitting or I'll take up playing piano. And I think now is a great time to be able to do that. You're never going to have more time than you did in these 6 months to try and do new things. And streaming and YouTube is always a thing that anybody can do, and it's free to start basically. And most people have a better camera on their phones nowadays than
Hmm.
I did when I started.
Oh
So
yeah, I was
like
shooting
just go for it
360
and
by
try out stuff.
240.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, it was like I was like, okay, I got to find a window. I'm gonna make it black and white because for some reason there are fewer artifacts. And here we go.
Right.
I'm just gonna start
Yeah.
ranting about the news. Hopefully, there's a future in this. Or actually, it
But
wasn't even that at that time. It was more, yeah, it was just the sense of belonging, and I didn't have money to do other shit. Like it was like
yeah.
it was. I had an internet connection. I scrounged up enough money to get a webcam. Here we go.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like people. I like hearing how people tick and how they operate and where their lives are. And for me at the time, not having anybody kind of be interested in what I was doing, I just got interested in other people and wanted to connect. And I know the world can be such a shitty place when it wants to be, but it can also be wonderful.